Coming up on this episode of Up for Debate, 3 hours later, we're finally ready to crown a winner in our Dinner Dynasty Super Salad Bracket Challenge. Will it be minestrone? Will it be Caesar salad? Stick around, we're going to pick a winner next. This is Up for Debate, episode number 109, recorded March 29th, 2018. Dinner Dynasty, a champion crowned. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the debate podcast where the two hosts agree on everything. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by our good pal, Matt Mariani. Hello, Matt.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hello there, Sean. How are we doing today? Are we ready to pick a winner?
I've never been more ready for anything in my life, Matt.
Okay. One of these is going to win here. It's going to be either the soup or the salad.
That is right.
And we're going to crack this case. We're going to figure out who it is today.
Yes, and Matt, do you want to tell the folks at home what the winner receives as their prize?
Well, the winner, between these two, we dared each other to eat as much of as possible on air in front of everyone.
That's right, Matt. That's next to me. I've got a table full of both Caesar salad and minestrone. There's no way to know how this one's going to end. And I'm prepared to eat one of them.
Well, hold on. I think what we agreed to, actually, if you actually read the fine print, is that you have to eat, if minestrone wins, you have to eat as much minestrone as you possibly can. And I have to eat as much Caesar salad as I possibly can.
That's right.
Which one would you rather eat copious amounts of? There's really no, in that debate,
got to be the Caesar salad.
There's no clear-cut winner. You would go with the Caesar salad?
Oh, it's very clear-cut for me. I think any hot soup is very hard to down in mass quantities, and the water weighs you down.
Yeah, but the Caesar salad, the dressing of the Caesar salad weighs you down. Caesar dressing is like the heaviest of all dressings.
True, but I still think a chunky soup like that would be hard to get down. And like a salad, especially, if you assume you have a little flexibility, I would really chop up that salad good into nice small pieces and I think you could really down it.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
the croutons are going to kill you.
Yes. Oh, for sure. The croutons and if there are olives, sometimes Caesar salad has olives. And I think that at the end of the day, the minestrone is going to be extremely difficult. This is a very chunky and hefty and filling soup.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Now, the real question is, before we finally crown the winner, copious amounts of minestrone or copious amounts of clam chowder?
Oh, you got to do minestrone. You can't do a creamy soup. Just the dairy in it would curdle in your stomach. It would be a disaster. It would be apocalyptic to competitive eat clam chowder. And by the way, I seem to remember from our competitive eating challenge that there is a world record for clam chowder, which I'm going to look up how much exactly that was.
I hope it's measured in gallons.
Okay, let's see. Chowder, no, not chowder cook-offs. I want competitive eating. Okay, Major League Eating records. And let's find chowder. Oh, they got different chowders. Well, all they have in here is salmon chowder. The Slammin' Salmon World Chowder Eating Contest. Bob Shrout in 2009 in 6 minutes ate 23 pounds of salmon chowder.
Can you imagine swimming in 23 pounds of salmon chowder?
I can't imagine, just visibly seeing with my eyes that much chowder.
Smelling that much chowder?
Could you imagine leaving that much chowder out in the hot sun?
And then pouring it on your naked body.
Now that we know nobody is still listening, now that we've officially alienated every single of the 3 people listening,
are we ready to finally crown a winner?
Let's do it, Matt. I hope people listen to episodes 107 and 108 before this, where we narrow down the soups to 1 and the salads to 1. As we mentioned, it's minestrone versus Caesar. And Matt, you decided last week, because we were like, how are we going to decide a winner? You decided Two things. One, you and I should go out and interview some family, friends, and coworkers to get some man on the street, and we should do a public poll of the fans. And Matt, in a shocking turn of events, finally a public poll we posted actually had someone vote in it. We received 19 votes in our public poll, which is a up for debate record, and we have a vote winner. But before we get to that winner, Matt, did you get an opportunity to talk to anybody, get a feel for the street as to where they land on these two?
I did actually, and the results between the two, I think most people decided on the. It seemed like the majority opinion leaning toward the Caesar salad. I've talked to a fair amount of people who actually have never had minestrone before.
Yeah, I ran into that too.
Yeah, that was a surprise. They said that they had heard of it, but never really got the opportunity to try it. So yeah, Caesar salad was a pretty popular one.
Yeah, I had the same sort of response from people. I think Caesar had a little bit of an edge. Again, minestrone not as popular. Mostly what I got is, wait, that's what you talk about on the show? Was a little bit of the common response, and yeah, I think people just in general were. It's not necessarily that they didn't like minestrone. I think people just really liked Caesar salad. Was sort of the public opinion I received. And a lot of people said, why didn't you pick soup X or other better soup? No one said that about the salad side. They were fine with Caesar. A lot of people fought me on minestrone.
Really?
Yes. Yes. They said, well, what about clam chowder's way, or chicken noodle is so much better? They had very strong opinions about minestrone.
You know, we ran the bracket. We did the tests. We pulled the evidence, and that's what the people wanted. So.
I told them to suck it.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't like that, but too bad. So Matt, that's the word on the street. Like I said, Matt, 19 votes on social media. Thanks to everybody who participated in our polls. I'll read some names in a little bit, Matt. But the margin of victory here, a 78% vote for the winner between these two. So it wasn't really that close. No,
it was a pretty wide gap. Definitely not as close as the last presidential election, that's for sure.
Well, actually, Matt, I was going to ask you because I got off tangent before the show and did a little research. Did you know what the largest margin of victory in the popular vote was in U.S. presidential election history, or at least what president it was for?
George Washington. He was elected unanimously.
Okay, well, try again. That's true, but let's pick one that's actually like a thing. You got me on that one.
My next guess would be Reagan.
No, Reagan is he holds the record. No, he is
most electoral votes.
Yes, he's second in electoral votes. In popular vote, he's actually fifth in that election in his 84 re-election.
All right, I'm drawing a blank.
You're stumped.
FDR?
How about FDR does hold the record for the highest electoral college victory, 98% in his re-election in 36. But no, it is not. With 61% of the popular vote, Lyndon Johnson in 1964. So there you go. So this it was even more slanted in our soup battle. And Matt, I do love. We got to warm you up for our upcoming trivia episode. But can you name the 5 U.S. presidents who were elected without receiving a majority of the popular vote, or without a plurality of the popular vote, I should say?
There are 5 of them.
There are 5 of them.
George Bush.
Yep.
Donald Trump.
Correct.
Other presidents.
These are hard. I should state for the record, I would have never known this if I didn't look it up.
McKinley?
No.
William McKinley? No.
No, but right in that time. These
okay.
two, I will tell you. Well, if I tell you the years, you might know who the president is. So that's not
probably.
But it was in that era.
I don't know. But it was that era?
Yes.
Can't be Teddy Roosevelt.
No. Think presidents nobody remembers.
Oh, all right. Benjamin Harrison.
Correct. That is one. Yes. Very, very good. You got that. He won the electoral vote, but slightly lost the popular vote to Grover Cleveland.
Rutherford B. Hayes.
Oh, and he gets the next one. That is also correct. Famously, yes, correct.
I love to tell people that we had a president Rutherford. Like one of our presidents, his name was Rutherford.
Oh, it's dope. It's a great name.
Rutherford B. Hayes. Probably the single least remembered president.
I think that's fair.
I'd say even less than Benjamin Harrison.
I didn't know there were two Harrison presidents. That surprised me.
Benjamin Harrison and William Henry Harrison, he's the one that died like 3 months into his term.
Yeah.
He caught pneumonia from his inauguration speech.
That's right. Franklin Pierce, I forget a lot as well, I will say.
Yeah, he's another one that's pretty forget. Although, no, I guess he was anti-slavery, but there was I was thinking the Teapot Dome made his presidency sexier, but that was not Pierce. That was Harding, wasn't it? I believe that was Harding.
Okay, sure.
Teapot Dome.
And do you know who the fifth is?
Is this one obscure too?
I wouldn't say obscure, but I will say it's the only time in American history that a candidate did not receive a majority in the electoral vote, and they had to execute the 12th Amendment, where the House of Representatives voted to put this person into office. Now we're going way back.
Quincy Adams?
That is correct. Very good. Yes. Hey! Ding, ding, ding.
Jackson used that. He used that as a factor when he ran against him again.
There you go. So and
way back.
We will get off of presidents, I promise. But you mentioned some of the crazy names of presidents, like sure. Rutherford B. Hayes. But just think of all the people who lost. People like, we could have had a president, Alf Landon, Adlai Stevenson, Michael Dukakis, Horatio Seymour. There's so many great ones.
Wendell Welke, I think, is my favorite alternate president name.
That is a dope name.
President Wendell Welke. It's like it's like an old-timey baseball player.
It does sound like that. I do agree.
Now batting for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Wendell Welke.
Very good. Anyway, we're off topic, so we will get into it. Matt, would you like to know the final vote? We're going to reveal the winner. America has been on pins and needles.
That's my drum roll noise.
All right. By a vote of 14-4, and for those of you at home saying, Sean, you said 19 people voted, that's only 18. Our Twitter poll had a third option, which is they're the only choices, and one person voted for that. So their vote has been eliminated by a score of 14-4. The winner of Dinner Dynasty Super Salad, the ultimate dinner choice, Caesar salad.
Whoa, Caesar wins. We should have made a poster or banner.
You know what?
Hail Caesar.
Well, I was going to say, I wish I had like some balloons. I could have pulled a string and a bunch of balloons came down or something. Confetti.
Or a bunch of salad dressing.
What, like Nickelodeon slime, just a bucket, just dump Caesar dressing? Oh,
yeah, like I have the minestrone bucket over my head. You have the Caesar dressing, and we both pull a lever, and the winner gets doused with their dressing.
I mean, that is an idea. I'm not going to say it's a great one, but it is an idea.
I think that would have blown our budget, our yearly budget.
Yes, our very expansive show budget. Now, Matt, before we talk a little bit about the winner, I do want to thank everybody who took the time to participate in our poll, including all the folks who voted for Caesar salad, including John Pedrati, my brother Jason, Kaylee McAvoy, Katie Adams, Dan Miller, Stacey Smith, Stephen Giuliano, Michael Johnson, and Antonio Cardino, as well as the people who voted for minestrone, including Nicole Trayford, Julie Ostrobinski, and Rodney Kuhn. Thanks, everybody, so much for participating in the poll. We couldn't have done it without you. You were instrumental in choosing a winner. Matt, how do you feel about this result?
I'm not surprised. I think that it's pretty predictable, I guess. Minestrone was a divisive soup. I just was kind of floored at how many people had never had it before. But I guess not a lot of people have had minestrone. So
Yeah, well,
You know, you win some and you lose some. Take the good, you take the bad, take them both.
there you have a Caesar salad. Yeah, no, we had
Yeah.
a Facebook comment. John Pedrati wrote on Facebook, minestrone is for the weak. It is the mug root beer of the soup world.
I love mug root
No,
beer.
oh, don't. Well, we might have to get John on the show at one point. I used to work with John.
Get him on the show.
He
I'll
had
debate all day
he
about
had
mug root beer.
very, very,
How
very strong root beer.
vastly underrated it is.
No, John is a ride or die A&W guy.
Oh, well. All right. That's like comparing champagne. I won't say
To
box
the
wine. I'm going to say
champagne.
like champagne and like barefoot.
And the champagne of
Barefoot's
beers.
really good. Skinny Girl's really good. All right, they're fun, but you know when you put them up against like a fine Merlot, which is what A&W is in the world of root beers.
But who is Mug competing against? Barks, I guess.
I like Barks too. Sean, you know what? This sounds like the makings of another great debate.
No joke, Matt. I would stop everything right now to do a soda bracket.
Halt the presses.
It
Let's
is.
make it happen.
I think we're already previewing our next bracket dynasty is a soda bracket.
I think it has to be done. I think it has to be done. A soda bracket championship for the ages.
Oh, I think that's an absolute no-brainer in my mind.
Yeah.
But before we get off
Can
topic,
we do a niche soda bracket? Can we do like, was that the clear Pepsi?
oh,
New Pepsi? New Coke. Can we do like new Coke
I don't
versus
think they make that anymore.
Pepsi Throwback versus Pepsi Blue?
Yeah, Matt, they don't make.
Versus-
You can't get these anymore.
Yeah, these are niche sodas.
Yeah, but I never had most of them.
Mr. Pibb.
They stopped
Would you
making new
consider
Coke
Mr. Pibb
before
a
we were
niche soda?
born. What?
Would you consider Mr. Pibb to be a niche soda?
Yeah. Yeah. Pibb Extra is mainstream. Mr. Pibb is niche.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I think you got it absolutely right.
Yeah, Matt, that might be hard because they don't make these sodas anymore, and I haven't,
I guarantee you can find them on the internet
No.
somewhere. Go to some Chinese website; they'll be there.
All right, I'm gonna go to eBay. What defunct soda would you like me to find for you?
Number one is definitely Pepsi Blue.
Pepsi Blue. Let's see. You can get a can of 2003 Pepsi Blue for $18, free shipping. Would you like me to buy it for you?
I would almost do that.
All right, I'm gonna.
18's a little steep, but
Matt, I'm not even joking. If I bought this and sent it to you, would you drink it on the show?
yes, in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will follow this up later, and I will buy that for you.
Okay, cool. No, yeah. The answer to that question, Sean, is more often than not going to be yes.
Okay. If I go and buy a bunch of
soda on the
extremely
internet,
old defunct sodas,
I'd probably drink it. You didn't say old. Well, I guess they are old.
2003, that's over 10 years old. That's 15 years old. Matt, you just
do
think
they
about
describe like is it preserved somehow or
that. Well, let's take a look at the eBay
is it
here.
just brining in the can that it was made in?
Oh, it's an empty can. Son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
I was about to say, Matt, I don't know.
Monster.
Here's a full 2-liter, never opened for $10,000. Yeah, Matt, I don't think you can.
You say $2,000?
No, $10,000.
10,000. Okay. So you can buy an empty can of Pepsi Blue for $18
Yes, if you just want the can.
if you're some kind of like sick hoarder or something.
Yes,
I guess.
indeed. Yeah. No, I'll have to search because there actually was a guy, and I don't remember his name. He had a website, and his whole business was he would buy sodas, and he would like go around the country and track them down, and then he would sell them. And that was and he made good money.
$10,000 for Pepsi Blue.
Yeah, man, it's good soda. It's good stuff.
I think we need to get a Kickstarter started.
I think it would be easier if they just
Kickstarter or GoFundMe.
Anyway, we are.
GoFundMe.
We are so far off topic. We will circle back to sodas, I promise. Yeah, man. On super salad, I'm very satisfied. I was very worried about how this was going to end up. We had a very extremely shaky start. I am 100% satisfied with the winner. I think a great choice won. I think if I am going to dinner at a restaurant and a mass super salad, Caesar is always a good choice. So I think we did this bracket justice, which is not always the case, but in this case it is.
I think the real winner, Sean, the real winner here is a winner that was not said, a winner that goes unsung more often than not when we go out to our dinners and our lives. And that real winner here, Sean, is not the soup. It is not the salad. It is the unlimited breadsticks.
You know, a real dark horse in this super salad race, unlimited breadsticks. Yeah, I kind of, the problem with unlimited breadsticks is the first one is good. I think the unlimited breadstick, the unlimited part is the least exciting part. Because they're decent breadsticks, but it's like, how many could you eat in a sitting of the Olive Garden unlimited breadsticks?
There was a time when I would say to you, unlimited is a challenge.
Yeah.
But I think the 2008 me says I'd probably have like two.
Yeah,
maybe like 2.5 if I felt particularly gluttonous.
I mean, I remember a particular Marist College crowd who used to go to Red Robin and do the unlimited root beer float challenge and get through like 2.
5?
No,
I think the record's 5 or 6.
That's crazy.
It is, and irresponsible.
Oh, so much sugar.
But there comes a time when you have to look at that word unlimited and just say, oh yeah, how unlimited? Then you find out that the limitations are actually
your own.
Actually your own, yeah. They're actually on you.
Yeah. That's where you learn you have limitations in an unlimited situation.
Indeed.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yep.
But yeah, the breadstick, the Olive Garden breadsticks are not good. They suck. They're just. I think I want to say like they grow them. Doesn't that sound like they grow? They like just add water and they appear.
Yeah, well, there was a big controversy. This was one of my favorite things. You might not enjoy this, but this is one of my favorite things I've ever read in my life. There was a activist hedge fund that wanted to take over Olive Garden and turn it around, like they try to get seats on the board and do all that kind of corporate intrigue stuff you do when you want to take over a company. And they put out a 150-slide PowerPoint deck that went edge to edge on why Olive Garden sucks. And they literally broke down in ways I didn't even understand about all the crappy things Olive Garden was doing and why it didn't make any sense and why they should be crazy successful. And one of them that they mentioned was the breadsticks. And you're right, Matt, years ago, they did change the formula in the breadsticks to make them last longer. And it did change. They were not as fresh. And they have not tasted as good. And it was a cost-cutting measure by them. And that was just one of many things they did. Like they stopped using salt when boiling the pasta because they were worried it was going to damage the length of time they could use the pots in the restaurant. It was a cost-saving move, resulting in crappier pasta. So a small, if anyone can find it, like it's one of those weird things I really like, but it was very fascinating to go deep on Olive Garden.
That's I would weirdly appreciate something like that. Like I would, I don't know if I would go through the entire 20-slide PowerPoint or whatever, but it was interesting.
Yeah. So, no, I agree with you. No, I don't. The breadsticks are fine. The first one is good because it's usually warm because it just came out. It's got that butter, garlic stuff on top. And then by the time you get the second one, you're like, I'm good. I've done, it's the same.
Yeah, because I don't need any more of this. Yeah.
What a lot of people forget is at the Olive Garden, the breadsticks are unlimited, but the soup and salad is also unlimited, depending on which one you get. But again, by like the first bowl, you're done, and then your entree comes and you look at it and say, why the hell did I come to an Olive Garden? It's just a tough one.
Mm. Yeah. Olive Garden is just like that. It's like that bell curve of restaurants. No, I guess it's like an inverse bell curve.
Yeah.
It starts going back up again after you leave. And
Yeah.
then you say, let's never go to an Olive Garden again.
And yet you
And then
go
your
back.
happiness increases.
Yep. Yeah, no, not a great restaurant. For sure. Not at all.
But when you're there, your family.
Do they still use that slogan?
I'm not actually sure.
I think they have a new more terrible slogan, but I can't remember what it is. I'd have to look it up. But anyhow,
Diet Cherry Chocolate Dr. Pepper.
I remembered having that. They had that in the soda machine in my middle school, which they don't do that anymore. But oh god, yeah, it was awful. It was terrible.
I remember it being pretty amazing. I remember it being like drinking a Tootsie Roll. Like if you could take a Tootsie Roll and turn it into a soda, that was what ran through my mind
But it didn't.
when I drank it.
It was just too syrupy. Of course, Dr.
Yes.
Pepper is like that
But
in
that
general.
was, I mean, that was the good thing. I think that was the selling point of the particular beverage.
Yeah, it was a rough one. I think I was going to say another one. Have you ever had Crystal Pepsi?
I have not. I have not had Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi's good. I've had Crystal Pepsi. They had it for sale when I was in Houston. I picked up a bunch, and it's kind of like Pepsi. I don't know what it's like. It's kind of like Pepsi. It's sweet, and it tastes good, and it's clear.
I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to get past drinking a clear Pepsi.
It was really fun the first time, and then the second time I drank it, the novelty of it being clear wore off immediately.
It just tasted like a
It just tasted like soda. You know, that was what it tasted. It really didn't have any distinct flavor. It just tasted like soda.
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. Have you ever drank? They have ranch soda. Have you heard about this?
Oh, 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 oh! That sounds awful.
Ranch flavored soda. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
If you ever want to see either of us projectile vomit on this show,
Yep. Not
two
gonna
guys
happen.
and a soda, we could call it.
Well, I know they have the extreme soda flavors is not a new. I mean, they have pickle soda. I know, and they're spicy sodas.
Yeah. Well, have you ever had the holiday spice soda that came out for it was a Pepsi product?
Oh, are you talking about the cranberry Sierra
No,
Mist?
no, no.
No, this is a different
Not the
one.
cranberry Sierra Mist, although that's another holiday
That's a great soda.
fun soda. But no, it was Holiday Spice Pepsi. Came out in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, I think. And it was okay, but it was a little peppery. It had like a little peppery taste to
Kind of
it.
spice cake taste. Yeah.
Yeah, and you realize you don't really want that in a beverage. Like your beverages are supposed to refresh you, not really taste like much of anything.
Yeah.
But goddamn, I will go to bat for mug root beer any day of the week. You tell your friend over there,
I will.
I'll square up.
He'll come on. He'll do it.
I mean, A&W is great. I can't put down. The problem with mug is that, like, not many root beers you can put down. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I can't put down Barks. I can't put down A&W.
The problem is I
think
haven't.
The shittier root beers out there, though, like, I don't know. What is it? What would be a shitty root beer? They're all pretty good.
Yeah, that's. You know what I would have to do, Matt? I think if we did an actual soda competition, I think one way it might have to, because the problem is I just don't remember because I don't drink root beer, so I don't remember the differences. So what I think we might have to do is regions where we put all the root beers against each other, all the colas against each other, all the lemon limes against each other, and then I would have to actually go out and buy them and like actually like Pepsi Challenge, taste them side by side, because that's the only like, okay, Coke or Pepsi, like I'll have opinions, but like Sierra Mist versus Sprite, like I would have to drink both of those side by side to really know which is good and which isn't, because it's so difficult because they're so similar.
How about Sierra Mist, Sprite, and 7-Up?
Oh, see, there you go. I mean, that's a great matchup. And it's like, I couldn't, like, sitting here today, I'd probably tell you, I wish Sprite were a little less carbonated. I'm probably going to lean towards Sprite. 7-Up is great, too. Not a big Sierra Mist guy.
See, I actually did this challenge, believe it or not. I shit you not.
I do believe it.
I did this challenge a few weeks ago when I had a cold. And whenever I have a cold, I usually reach for more like fruity, citrusy type soft drinks. And I was at the CVS getting drugs, and I had they had like a giant 2-liter of 7-Up on sale for like $2. So I bought that. Then I bought a little, like, I don't know, just a little 18 ounce or whatever of Sprite, right? And then I had some Sierra Mist lying around at home, and I did drink them all like within, I didn't pound them all back, but I was curious because I was like, I got all these out in the open. Let me like test each one. Do you know which one the crappiest one of them all is? It may surprise you.
I'm excited to be surprised.
It's 7-Up.
Oh.
7-Up is a huge disappointment compared to the other two. I think it's just that it doesn't have as much sugar in it.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true.
It relies much more on its carbonation than it does on any other factor. It is surprising the uniqueness, though, between the three. I would describe Sprite hands down as the most citrusy of the three. So if you don't respond to Sprite if your Sprite is not your thing, you might just be overreacting to the citrus flavor. The Sierra Mist seemed to be the most balanced, for sure, but also the most heavy-handed with the sugar. So take that as you will. That was my feedback for those three lemon citrus beverages.
Yeah, no, Matt, I love having these discussions. I think we should definitely do a soda competition on the show. We've wanted to do soda for a while, so I think that's a really...
See, I can't drink Coke anymore. I hate Coke.
Why?
I hate regular Coke.
Nobody hates Coke.
Pepsi is far superior.
Oh, no!
Yes. Pepsi is...
Oh. You've gone to the dark side.
No. Pepsi is definitely... If that's the dark side, call me Darth Pepsi, because that shit is way better than Coke. Coke sucks. Regular Coke sucks.
What?
It sucks.
What?
I was so pissed off. Just today, Sean, I went out and I got Buffalo Phillies. You got Buffalo Phillies by you?
No.
Buffalo Phillies is amazing. Anyway, they do buffalo wings and they also do Philly cheesesteaks. Anyway, that's beside the point. I asked for a Pepsi product. I received a Coke product, and I wanted to pour it right down the drain. Coke sucks, Sean.
Oh, shame.
It
Oh, boy.
sucks.
Matt,
It's far inferior to Pepsi.
This is absolutely not the forum to get into this.
I think this is exactly the forum. The show is called Up for Debate.
No, but we're going to do a whole episode on this at some point. So in 3 months, we'll just repeat the conversation. I mean, I can give you the, let me just give you the high level, like, executive summary of why you are completely wrong. And that is that a cola is not meant to be a sugar explosion. It is not meant to be sweet. It is meant to have bite. That is what a cola is. That's how it was created back in the olden days, okay? It was
used as a tonic in the olden days.
But that's what I'm saying.
It as a medicine.
There's a reason why all the really old sodas have spice, like Dr. Pepper, okay? And like Coca-Cola. That's what gives it its unique flavor. Pepsi is too sweet. It is too sweet.
It used to have cocaine in it. Should we put cocaine back in the sodas?
Maybe.
That's what it used to, right?
Maybe.
They used to have...
I love Pepsi.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Pepsi. I drink Pepsi. Pepsi's great. I'm not going to disparage it at Coke's expense. What I will say is
it's also better than Coca-Cola.
Coke is better. Coke is better. A cold Coca-Cola you get the and then you drink and then you drink it. It's come on. Nothing, because it has the bite. Pepsi is 2-1 note. It is just sweet. That's all Pepsi is.
It is. And sodas are supposed to be sweet. I defy you to sit there and tell me that you would drink a soda that is not sweet at all and enjoy it.
But that's not okay. All right, come on. Don't put words in my mouth. What I'm saying, I'm not saying every soda is sweet. You're right. Sugar is a key component. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is it shouldn't only be sweet. There's a reason why the citrus sodas taste like citrus, and there's a reason why Dr. Pepper tastes like whatever the hell Dr. Pepper tastes like. Pepsi just tastes like sweet. It's got a very mild cola, and a cola should have flavor. It should have bite. That's what makes a cola different from every other soda on the planet. That was the problem I had with Crystal Pepsi. It didn't taste like anything. It just tasted like soda, generic soda. It just tasted sweet.
All right, Sean, I've got a question for you. And you and your Coca-Cola superiority fiends over there, I defy you to name for me what is the flavor of Coca-Cola?
It's a secret recipe.
Like? Nobody knows. What does it taste like? What does it taste like?
What does Pepsi taste like? What does Pepsi taste like?
Pepsi tastes like you're drinking a glass of sugary happiness, a jolt of youth and excitement.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what drinking Coca-Cola tastes like? It tastes like you're drinking vim and vigor. It tastes like it goes down smooth, Matt. That's what it is, okay?
It doesn't go down smooth, though.
It does.
It doesn't go down smooth.
It does.
It's not smooth. You yourself just said it had to have bite.
Matt,
is bite smooth? I thought that was the antithesis of smooth.
Matt, are you familiar with the Pepsi Challenge?
I am familiar with the Pepsi Challenge.
Pepsi won the Pepsi Challenge. Do you know why Pepsi won the Pepsi Challenge?
It's better. It's a better product.
It's not a better product. No, it's because they gave them to people in little sample cups, okay? And they've done research since that shows that in very small amounts, your average person prefers Pepsi. Do you know what happens when they drink larger, like a whole can of Pepsi? People don't want it because it's too sweet. That's the gimmick. The first sip of Pepsi is great. I'm not disagreeing with that. Don't hand me a whole can of Pepsi because I'll get nauseous halfway through.
Are we supposed to be gluttons over here drinking our 2-liter bottles of Coca-Cola per sitting?
No, you just get the little glass bottle and it goes down nice because it's not too sweet. You can get through the whole can or bottle and be good. And you're like, wow, that was really refreshing. You get to the end of the Pepsi and you're like bouncing off the fucking walls because the amount of sugar. And you're like, what the hell did I just drink? It's a goddamn Pepsi.
To me, you know what, and this may be a circular argument right now. I think we'll just have to let the American people decide. Well, Pepsi is a superior product. It just tastes better. When you're drinking it along with a meal, it stands out way more than Coke. Stop. Coke is like the unassuming wallflower of sodas.
Stop. Matt, if you want to argue that Pepsi and Coke are, one is better than the other in just a general sense, don't try and tell me Pepsi's better with food. It's not. Coke is a million miles away better with food. That's why every good restaurant on the planet has Coke in it.
I've seen just as good, if not better, restaurants have Pepsi.
Name one.
By the way, Pepsi tends to be, at least from what I have found, the soda of hole in the wall niche,
because they're not cool enough to have Coke.
Places that are really cool and hip, and that reflects how cool Pepsi is.
I will say,
Coke is much more of an establishment drink. No. It's like, oh yeah, of course my local McDonald's has Coca-Cola in its vending machine. Let me go eat a Big Mac and drink a Coca-Cola, and I'll drive my Ford Fiesta. No. What's an establishment car? Oh, I guess it'd be
a Lincoln Town car, maybe.
No, my Sebring. I'll drive my Sebring to the.
They still make those. No, Matt. First of all, I will say every off the wall place now actually does have local or gourmet or fancy soda. Especially even in fountains, I've started to notice that. So I will say nobody's in Coke or Pepsi now. Everyone's going to the unique stuff, but Pepsi overpowers the food. Coke complements it, okay?
I totally disagree with that. I think, number one, it depends on the food you're talking about. And to me, the perfect food that pairs with a beverage like Pepsi or Coke would be a nice big American burger,
But that's the God.
cheeseburger, and nothing goes better than a cheeseburger than Pepsi.
Yeah, but you go for the nostalgic, right? And you get the glass bottle of Coke out of the vending machine, and you open it up, and
You get a glass bottle of Pepsi. It's just as nostalgic. We're
It's
not old
not.
men here, Sean.
Coke is the original.
Both of them are nostalgic. But the unique and remarkable thing about Pepsi here is that Pepsi is not only the beverage of nostalgia, it is consubstantially, simultaneously, the beverage of youth.
Of a new
It
generation.
is nostalgia and youth at the same time, adhering to the same properties
Coke,
simultaneously.
Matt, you can be the soda of the past and the present. Coke is timeless.
No, it's not.
Coke has always been good.
It has a clear place
It
in the
will
past.
always be good. Coke
Like, if
is...
you-
Matt, do you know what the most commonly spoken word on the planet is? I think it's hello, but after that, it's Coca-Cola. It's global, okay?
I think that's what the Coke marketing exec shills would like you to parrot that phrase, but I don't believe it for a second.
I guess, Matt, what baffles me most about this debate is that I like Pepsi. I think Pepsi's a fine product. I don't have any real beef with Pepsi. If I go to a restaurant and I say, "Hey, can I have a Coke?" and they say, "Oh, we have Pepsi products," that's fine. I'll take a Pepsi. Like I'm not committed. The
I
problem
used to be like that.
But that's
I
the
used to be
problem.
indecisive, but now I'm a deciding man. I'm a chooser.
I don't understand how you can hate Coke. That's what I don't get.
And if somebody says, "I'm sorry, we don't have Pepsi products," I'll say, "Oh, I'll just have a water then."
Oh no! How can you be that way, Matt? I thought you were such an open-minded person.
Coca-Cola is inferior. It's an inferior product. And when you run out an inferior product up against a superior product,
oh my God.
The invisible hand's got to take over.
I feel sick. This is terrible. This is shameful. I'm so sorry you all had to, folks out there had to listen to this, because normally this show does not tolerate hate speech, but I guess tonight we're going to make an
Normally
exception.
we also don't actually debate things, but
I know we finally disagreed on something vehemently. I just don't understand how you can. They're so similar. Like, I know we just spent the last 20 minutes yelling about why one is better than the other, but let's be honest, they're not that different. Fundamentally,
no, I think
it's all
you're
this.
trying to pull me into like some sort of middle ground, and I ain't going.
No,
I'm planting my feet firm, and I'm saying Pepsi is a better soda.
Okay, but again, I don't.
You can't drag me to that middle ground. I won't go.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you having the opinion that Pepsi is better. That's fine. I get why you think that. I just don't understand the hatred of Coke. That's what's confusing me. That's what's throwing me off.
It's just not as good. It's just not that good.
But like, even if Matt, we were in a desperate situation, and we were in the middle of the desert, and the sun was beating down, and your survival, there was a Coke and a Pepsi sitting there. You would obviously reach for the Pepsi. I reach ahead of you and I drink the Pepsi. Would you then drink the Coke?
Well, no, I wouldn't drink either of them, because in that situation, neither of them actually quench your thirst. They actually make you more thirsty because they have sugar in them. So,
I guess technically the right answer.
Probably die.
Wow.
Now that's the truth right there.
That is very honest.
What I will say, which is the bitch of it all, is that I like Diet Coke better than I like Diet Pepsi.
Oh, Diet Pepsi's terrible.
And that doesn't make any sense at all, but like I will consistently, like, if there are Coke products, most likely I'll reach for a Diet Coke. Well, I'll ask for a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke doesn't taste anything like regular Coke. That's why. I mean, it is to me, it's not even really a diet version of Coke. It's a Diet Cola. Like, I don't find it that similar to Coke. So I'm not surprised. Also, because Diet Pepsi is not remotely good, and I think that's because Pepsi Classic, normal Pepsi, is such a sweet product. When you put in the artificial sugar, you notice it a lot more in Pepsi than you do in a Diet Coke. And I like Diet Coke too, by the way. I think given the diet choice, that's a good option.
Diet Coke with lime is pretty good.
Oh shit, man! I'll go nuts for a Diet Coke with lime. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah! Sign me up for that. Um,
See, so we can come to some middle ground
I
here.
I'm just. But then again, Matt, and I don't want to make this personal because I don't think that's really fair. But we've established historically and on this show that you often have questionable tastes in things, in foodstuffs. You've made all kinds of weird concoctions, weird cooking. You
Are they
know,
questionable or are they just unique?
ahead of their time. I don't know, Matt.
Yes. Yes, ahead of their time. Are they just innovative
They
in
called
some
Nikola
way?
Tesla crazy,
Right.
and he kind
They
of
did.
was, but he also had good ideas.
Yeah. True.
You
He
know,
lived up to it.
another man they called crazy? Jesus.
Hey now.
Worked out pretty well for him.
Some ways, or
Sort of.
sure.
Ish.
Sort of.
Yeah. I don't know, Matt.
But that that reminds me, when you said Nikola Tesla, it reminded me of, I was reading online, just a quick sidebar, your or our book of the month, our most recent book of the month, Devil in the White City.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody devised a drinking game to go along with it,
Oh, really?
and possibly along with the upcoming movie. Whenever a famous like a famous person that isn't famous yet but will be famous gets name dropped. No, it's whenever a famous person gets name dropped, you take a shot. Whenever a person who is not famous yet is revealed, like, and that person happened to be the father of Walt Disney,
Yeah.
2 shots.
Nice.
It's a pretty good drinking game. There are some other things to go along with it, like whenever H.H. Holmes is creepy,
Yep.
and some other stuff. Whenever that one guy he would get mad all the time, the guy that's like planning the fair,
Yep.
he got mad a lot.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that book had a lot of those types of things you could really enjoy throughout the book. Well, Matt, in an episode that was supposed to be about Super Salad, we managed to talk about everything but that's okay because I still think it was entertaining. I definitely think we need to do some full episodes on soda. I don't want to. I want to keep this idea alive because
Sure.
we didn't even we did Coke or Pepsi. We didn't even talk about the best cola, which is RC Cola, of course. Some Royal Crown Cola. Which I
Or
know
Mr. Pibb.
everyone's a big fan of.
Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob. Yeah, I mean there are almost too many sodas. And we've talked about alcoholic sodas, haven't we, on the
Sure.
show at some point?
Yeah, I think we might have touched on, like, Not Your Father's Root Beer.
Yeah,
and
they're terrible.
Damn Good Pepsi.
Wait, did we agree on that or disagree on that? Did you like those?
Well, this is going way back in the vault, but I think I rather liked the. Yeah, I think we started the discussion because I was drinking one of them on the show or something. And damn, it's almost time. I think they're seasonal. I'm not 100% sure, but are you familiar with the Coney Island sodas?
Ugh,
Alcoholic
yes.
sodas?
Yep. Are those seasonal?
Damn good. That's what I wasn't sure. I didn't know if they were seasonal, but I had them for the first time over like 2 summers ago when I first moved to Virginia, and I haven't had them since. But I haven't looked for them at the same time. So for all I know, they may not have been seasonal. But the one that I drank, like, it said something about evoking memories of the boardwalk on a summer's day or something. But
Yep.
those are pretty good, pretty fantastic. Yeah, they hit a good note for me.
No, they're disgusting. But I think we talked about this on a past episode, so I won't go through it. But it's kind of like it's just a crappier soda. Like, just pour some rum in your Coke and enjoy it. You don't need an alcoholic soda.
You save on the cost and you save on the.
Yeah, but you have a substantially less good beverage.
Is it cost effective?
Um,
Probably isn't, actually. It's probably more cost effective to just mix them yourself.
It can't be. I would say either way, it's not that big of a difference. So even if it is cheaper or more expensive, it can't be by that much.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
It's good stuff.
it is. Matt, in an episode that was supposed to be 20 minutes, we've gone an hour. So
Holy cow! Has it really been an hour
it,
already?
it has been an
There's
hour.
no way.
I'm looking at the recording. I'm looking at the clock. It's been an hour.
I'm looking at the clock now too. This is weird.
Time
Has this ever
flies.
happened?
That we've recorded for an hour, yeah, every week. That we weren't planning on it. No, I've been watching the clock the whole time, but we got into the soda thing, and I said this is audio gold. We can't stop now. We got to bottle
stuff.
the magic
That's right.
before it escapes. So that concludes the Soup or Salad Dinner Dynasty Challenge. Congratulations to everyone who voted and all involved. A great victory for the Caesar salad, who will not be receiving a trophy because it is merely a food concept. I'm sure we'll be doing more brackets and things like that in the future. Matt, maybe we should tease a little bit. We got a lot of really exciting stuff coming up on the show in the next few months.
We do. We're going to be having a trivia contest.
We
with our
will.
good pal and friend of the show, Phil Lopez.
That is the plan. We're gonna. I've already written about 80% of the questions, so it's just about ready. We've got some great trivia. And Matt, you were defeated back in 2015, the last time we did a trivia challenge. Now it is time for your redemption.
Indeed. One Colby Rabidou defeated me by one question.
By a
I remember
hair.
that one was
So close.
an absolute barn burner of a trivia match. That was way back in season 1 of our show, right?
Oh yeah, back in 2015, man, way back. So it was on hiatus. We've returned, and I can tease a little bit to the folks at home. We're going to have a lot of different types of questions, a lot of fun questions, but we have a round called the Experts Round, where Matt and Phil each get to pick a topic they believe they're experts in, and I will ask them semi-difficult questions to prove whether or not they're really experts as they claim. Matt, you have chosen the topic, cooking tools and techniques. Are you feeling confident you can answer these questions?
I think I'm going to study up a little bit more. I'm going to play some Cooking Mama, and hopefully I'll get the competitive edge there. I'll also play a little bit of Overcooked, which I just purchased for the Nintendo Switch.
Dope.
So I don't know if it teaches you anything about cooking or techniques, but it does have cooked in the title. So we'll see.
See if that helps. Yeah, so that'll be coming up. We also, in a couple weeks, will be a book club spin-off of sorts. The first book club book we read, Ready Player One, back in the fall. Congratulations. They made a movie version. Steven Spielberg directed it. We're going to watch it and talk about it here on the show as a follow-up. Matt, we were a little flaky on the book itself. We liked some concepts of it, thought it was an enjoyable read, not particularly well written, and a little bogged down. So it'll be interesting. Some of the early reviews of the movie are generally positive that I've seen. No one's saying it's perfect or the best movie of the year, but generally I think expectations were set pretty low. But I think people are generally positive, so it should be an interesting watch.
Now, do you have any predictions going in?
As to what I will think of the movie?
Yeah.
I think my early prediction is, and this, again, I've read a lot of reviews, so I'm a little biased in what I've seen other people say, but I think it will be enjoyable, but I don't think I will leave it feeling like I learned something or it was perfect. I don't think there'll be anything real deep about it. I think it'll just be 2 hours of really good CGI, and some exciting action. I probably will say something like, the movie was okay. I didn't really need to go to the theater to see it, and I would have been okay if I hadn't. But overall, I enjoyed myself. That's probably going to be my review, is my prediction. I don't know. Are you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm around the same place as you. I think I'll enjoy it from like a base level. I don't know if I'll get super enthused or want to go see it a second time, but I will say that I think that there's no way the movie can be there's no way the movie can match the book. There's no way that the movie and the book can be so like synchronous. I think that the movie is going to be a departure from the book in many different ways. I just don't, just the way the writing style was, the way the actors or the characters interacted with each other and interacted with the world. I don't see them being very synchronous with each other, the book and the movie. So
Sure.
I think the movie will be its own thing, very much borrowing heavily from source material, ergo the book. But that's my take on that.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard when you have a book where the character, I mean, it's a young adult fiction novel, so it's not like the characters are super deep or the meaning is super deep. So, you know, are they going to try to insert that, or are they going to leave it surface level? I'm curious what the sort of output of that will be. So we'll do a whole review for it here on the show coming up. And Matt, I got one other thing we got to tease, because in a few weeks, the 2018 Summer Movie League draft is happening. We have got 30 new movies that we will be auctioning off to our teams. And we will also be crowning the winner of the 2017 Winter Movie League. The trophies got delivered today. They are in the building. So we have a winner, and we will announce it during that draft. It's a can't-miss episode of the show, and it should be a lot of fun. And you're going to have a new partner this time, Matt.
Indeed. One Mr. Michael J. Johnson.
And the full Johnson experience is finally full.
Yes. We will no longer be the pseudo Johnson experience, which actually might not be a bad name for for a team for this upcoming season.
Yeah, it should be fun.
But yeah, it should be a good run, and hopefully I'll be a little bit better budgeting my movie options this time. But it should be good.
Well,
got some good movies coming out this summer. So.
Yeah, it's going to be real. I mean, I don't. We could do a whole episode on a preview for it because there's a lot to talk about. But just from a high level, early viewpoint of it, I personally don't think there are as many big movies this summer as there are in past years, and it is heavily loaded towards the start of the summer. By the second half of the summer has almost no big movies. It is incredibly, but even. Just in May and June are all the big movies this year, and everything after that is small. There's no DreamWorks Animation or Illumination Entertainment kids movies this year. There's both of Marvel's movies are in the first half of the summer, no August or September films. It's going to be real interesting to see how high the bids get on some of these big movies, because it's not like you're going to get a lot of them. So you've got you've got Avengers, Deadpool, Solo, Incredibles 2, maybe Jurassic World and Ant-Man, and that's it. If you don't own one of those, you're not in the running. And if you own two of them, you got a good shot. So really going to be interesting. It's different from other years where it's more options, more spread out. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it will. But we'll see.
Keep an eye on the feed for that. That'll be coming in a few weeks as well. But we're going to wrap up this episode because I think we've talked long enough. Thanks, everybody, for joining us and participating in the Dinner Dynasty. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Our website is upfordebate.tv. You can go there and get all the information about the show, including past and present episodes in the archive. You can also click the subscribe button and find out everywhere you can get the show delivered to you when we publish it on places like Overcast, iTunes, and in most podcast players. The video version is also available on iTunes. Lastly, follow us and get in contact with us. We love hearing your feedback on Twitter at UpForDebateTV and on email at upfordebatetv@gmail.com.